You're listening to propsHR, an engaging startup. I'm your host, Cindy Windsor, along with my husband, Brad. We hope you'll follow our journey as a tech startup for employee recognition software with a social conscience. In addition to talking about our startup journey, we'll also talk about employee engagement and corporate charitable giving. If you'd like to learn more about our product, visit our website at propshr.com. Hi, I'm Cindy Windsor.
I'm Brad Windsor.
And we are co-founders of propsHR, a software company that creates a culture of recognition with a social conscience.
Nicely put, Cindy.
Thank you, Brad. So we decided to do a podcast so that we could share our story with people who might be experiencing their own startup, or people who've never experienced a startup, or people who are interested in employee engagement. So
Yeah. I'm going to go over some fun stories, some zany stuff.
Oh my God, you're so Ed McMahon.
Some of it's madcap.
Okay. Where do we start? I think we should start where we met.
Okay. We met at work, didn't we?
We did. We met at work in 2001. I started working at a lovely software company that sold HR software. And you had been working there for a little bit already.
Yeah. We're working on HR software at a small company. What was it like there?
It was a great company. Well, I know at that point in time, I was a single mom. My daughter was about 2.5 years old. I had just come from another company that was not very family friendly. So at this work environment, I just remember it felt so good because it was very much family first. It was a smaller company. I think there was like 26 people when I started there.
Yeah, I was happier there than I realized, actually. Happier than I'd ever been at a company and ever would be since.
Except for now, of course.
Of course. The culture at propsHR is amazing. It's sparkling, really. There you go. So why'd you leave Acquire? Why would you leave a place like that?
Well, actually, I didn't, and neither did you.
We didn't.
I think we need to back up, though. I think there's maybe some more story to tell.
Oh, sure.
About working at that awesome small company. What do you think made it so awesome working there?
Everyone made a difference. Anyone who did a good job would hear about it too.
There was a lot of appreciation there. I do remember that, and it wasn't just a "Hey, thanks, good job." It was very visible. So in updates and company meetings, we'd have company meetings, luncheons once a month. People would be recognized regularly.
And the founders never took credit for the good stuff that was done. They always gave someone the credit for it.
Yes,
they always pointed to the hero that did that. Yeah, we didn't realize how unusual that was.
Well, that and the open communication, the communication was so great. Like you felt you understood what the path was for the company, and you felt like you were. Well, I felt like I was a part of it being there.
Yeah, we always knew why we were making what we were making. Yeah, they just told us why.
Yep.
I guess it's important.
I think one way you're engaged in a company is you feel a lot of growth as an employee. And for me, during that time working at Acquire, I started out as a mid-level software tester. Got promoted up to lead, then manager of QA, and then director. And you had similar.
Yeah. Constant growth, I guess, would be a sign of engagement, right? Getting promoted every couple of years. Yeah.
But Brad and I started dating in around 2007, I believe, and we got married in 2010. And then soon after that, our awesome company that we love so much was purchased by a larger company. Things changed a little bit at that point.
Yeah. Once we merged, the culture was different. I'll say that. It was a different culture.
It was. And so that brings us to where we are today, because a year ago in January of 2016, we were both laid off as they were removing some product lines from that larger company. And we were afforded an opportunity to do something on our own. We have been working in software development and quality assurance together for the last 15 years. And we thought, you know what, we can probably do something here, both being in product
Yeah.
management too.
Oh yeah. I've always wanted to make a product for years. So what we do? What was the first thing we did? As a we were
Well,
on our
after
own.
freaking out,
Yeah. After getting used to the concept.
after it took a couple weeks, and then we're like, we're gonna do this. We didn't really know what we wanted to do, but we thought, well, we if anything, we can be helpers. We can help people design and develop mobile apps. We thought that would be a great path for us.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the first thing we decided to ramp up our mobile development skills and sell shovels in a gold rush, as they say. So why didn't we do that? Because we were really just waiting for a
Well, we
product
really
idea,
wanted
right?
a product idea, and so we thought, well, this is the path we'll go down first. And then, as we were doing research and interviewing different people, we were kind of thinking maybe we could get in the mobile directory, enterprise directory market.
Yeah, it was familiar. It's what we knew. It's
Yeah.
very similar to org charts.
Hmm.
Seemed comfortable.
Yeah. And I'll never forget, we were interviewing a CEO of a company, and we were asking him about org charts
For researching
and
the
their
market. Yeah.
directories, and he was, the thing that stood out, he was like, I'm just looking for an employee recognition product. So that kind of nugget sat there, and we're like, employee recognition. And then we thought about our awesome company that we used to work for, and they had this great program called the STARS program. You
Yeah.
want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was little. It was just post-it notes and email. You just recognize people. That was it. It was nice.
Yeah, you would send an email
They
to
get a
the
star. Yeah.
HR and to the manager, to the person, and you would say why you were, giving them a star. And then at our monthly updates, they'd list out everyone who received stars that month. I think everyone got $5 gift card for each star they would
Mm.
receive. And then the person with the most each month would receive like a larger gift card. And then they did that for the whole year as well.
Yeah, that was the only recognition system I've ever seen work.
It
In
worked
30 years.
great.
Been
You
working
could
for
walk
30
by
years.
people's offices. You would see
Mm.
stars.
Stars on our
They're the
doors.
post-it
Yeah.
notes on doors that just had stars on
Yeah.
them too from. So that anyway. So speaking of that CEO, that kind of stood out in my head. But it just still didn't feel right because we weren't really that familiar at that point in time with many recognition products or what was even out there. So maybe we're a little stubborn, kept going down that directory path.
Well, that's what was comfortable. That's what we knew.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, remember then we thought we had the idea. What was it?
The first aha moment was PTO directories. Oh, what a great space. Oh,
What's a PTO directory?
well, it's a school directory hosted by the parent-teacher organization.
Seemed like a great idea, didn't it?
The market size is huge, billions of
All
dollars.
the schools. Think of all the schools.
Yeah.
Think of all the money as parents you spend on these directories every year, and you need them. They're like lifelines, and people keep them for years and
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. What was the first red flag for you? We thought it was a great idea, and we ignored a couple red flags. What was the first one we ignored?
Well, I would say the first one is there wasn't a lot of competition out there.
There were a few competitors, and the good ones weren't doing that well.
Yeah, the good
Yeah,
ones
it's like,
weren't
what?
making a ton of money
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, it didn't seem right. We also had some of our advisors told us it was a bad idea, but didn't tell us why. They just didn't like
That's
it.
right. Just didn't like it,
Yeah.
and we just, thought we would forge ahead.
Yeah, and so turns out everybody was right.
Well,
Everyone but us.
it's very interesting. The whole parent-teacher organization it's very unique and it's different for every single school, and there's different.
It's just filled with failure points. There's so many people who can say no to stop
Yes,
the process. There's
yes.
too many. You're selling to too many people. There's too many approvers. Everyone's freaked out. It's just a horrible market.
Yeah,
There's
it's
not money
it's a
to be
pretty
made in
rough
that
market.
Yeah,
It's a pretty rough market.
It's just not a good market to make
Yeah.
money. Oh, and then we went to a trade show and saw a couple of our competitors. The nicest lady working her butt off. And what maybe they're doing 300,000 a year.
Oh yeah, I think at the most. Yeah.
That's not going to work. It's not a business. Yeah.
So then, how did we get to where we are now?
Where did we go next? Then
And
Well-
we decided we would go down the corporate directory route, right? We're like, okay,
We
do we
did.
know that we're having too much apathy with these parent-teacher directories?
Yeah, and we didn't find anything that was going to be a real hit in the consumer space. Everyone wants a
Right.
unicorn app, but you have to have an idea. We didn't have a consumer idea. And B2B is where we're comfortable anyway.
So we thought we'd do directories, although that nugget of employee recognition product was still stuck in my head. I don't think you were thinking about it too much, but was still kind of there. I kept thinking, gosh, we could combine a directory with that. That would be so smart.
Well, we heard about it from different sides. We heard about it from that CEO. We heard about it from one of our advisors, the founder of our old
Oh,
company.
yep.
He was really interested in something like that. My stepdad was working on a communication consumer app to foster positive communication,
Right.
which actually is very similar to this. This is just a B2B version of that. I don't know. It's just all over the place. I mean, really, the signs are everywhere for this.
Yeah. Well, and I think so. First of all, if you're in a startup or you're thinking of doing a startup, I highly advise you to get good advisors who will be completely honest with you, who for no other reason than to help you.
Boy, isn't that the thing? You want the person who's going to tell you that's a bad idea.
Yes.
You don't want that's a great idea person. You want
and we are fortunate enough to have some very close friends who who can be brutally honest, and we love them for that so much.
Actually, that's probably the best advice. When you're looking for advice, listen to the negative, actually.
Yeah.
Look for the negative advice.
Find the people who love you and are willing to give you criticism that you need to hear.
Yeah, it's much harder to give than receive negative advice.
Yeah.
It's better for you.
So then we got some advice of that's going to be a really tough sell, and then.
Well, that was the parent-teacher organization. Yeah. We realized that market was just basically no market there. Yeah, it was a dud market. There were good competitors, not making much, not doing much business. So then we realized enterprise directories are the way. So why don't we make those?
Well, I mean, but one of our advisors was like, I don't envy you. That's a really tough to sell enterprise directories. And so I think the thing that clinched it was when you spoke with that guy IT person, and he was just like, no, we don't need it.
Yeah, during this period while we were trying to find our product, I took a leadership job at a software company. And so I tried to pitch our directory solution to the IT guy at that company, and just hit brick walls in every direction. They didn't need it. They didn't want it. We shouldn't even ask for this. Boy, that was a flop.
And thankfully, I had been doing research around employee recognition products at that time, and looking out there and just understanding as an employee how much I love being appreciated. It really spoke to me, like having an app that would be fun and useful in that capacity. And looking at the competitors, I wasn't impressed with what I saw out there. And not that they don't deliver quality products. It's just I know and have a lot of faith in what Brad and I can produce together. And I felt like at that time we could
make a better mousetrap. Yeah.
Hit it out of the ballpark. And I think that kind of sums up our story. And on the next episode, we should talk about what happened at that point.
Yeah. Actually, this all leads up to the real kickoff when we said goodbye forever to day jobs, and worked on this full time. That I actually quit my next day job to pursue this. We'll talk about that zany first week.
First 2 weeks. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed yourself and enjoyed our story. We will continue to hopefully engage you with some interesting startup stories and topics going forward.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Stay classy.
Thank you for listening to propsHR, an engaging startup. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll follow our podcast and check out our website at propshr.com. Do you have a question about our startup or employee engagement software? Email us at info@propshr.com or tweet a question to us at propshr using #propshrpodcast.